Hello friends, today's topic is propped cantilevers and we are discussing about statically independent beams wherein we have completed introduction to proper cantilever and what is the definition of statically determinate structures and difference between statically determinate and indeterminate structures, and we have also solved some problems. One problem on how a proper reaction is calculated and how to draw the shear force and bending on drawings of a proper cantilever beam uh, with the prop reaction and the other values. Okay, so this is a content we have discussed in the last class, and we are going to continue this topic, calculation of prop reaction for some of the problems and analysis of proper cantilevers with UDL on the whole span and point load between the fixed point. This point load is covered earlier, but we are talking about UDL. This is going to cover today, and also we are going to solve some problems and calculation of prop reaction. Yes, this is done in the previous class, but only for the first topic, first case. So these are all quickly we go through. These are all the discuss we uh, completed in the earlier class. Right? Degree of static determinacy, yeah, number of unknown reactions minus static equilibrium equation for cantilever, fixed beams and continuous beam. These are the three statically indeterminate beams we are having, and we are now discussing the first one, proper cantilever beams. And yeah, it is a first degree statically indeterminate. Yeah, all the others are also discussed, and yeah, that particular another equation, one extra equation generally is obtained from deflection equations, and this is a procedure how to calculate the prop reaction. Only thing is to remember this downward deflection and upward deflection due to prop reaction are to be equated, and from that you will get the additional equation. And this is a problem regarding the point load at the center, capital W, and prop reaction. Okay, now we are going to continue from here. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, this is a problem on reaction of the prop. A cantilever beam AB of span L, which is a fixed at A and prop at B, it carries a UDL of W kN per meter over entire span. Calculate the moments at A and the of the prop, reaction of the prop, and also draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. So based on these given details, let us try to draw the proper cantilever beam, right? Yeah, this is a cantilever beam of span L. Yeah, this is span L. Okay, fixed at A. Let us say this is A and this is B over here. Yeah, fixed at A and propped at B. So at the end, let us say this is having some prop at B. It carries a UDL over its entire span. Let us say this is a symbol generally used for UDL, or we also use a rectangle kind of loading. This is a UDL of some W, small w, kilonewton per meter. Okay, kilonewton per meter. This is a UDL. Like this, we have a diagram. Now here, question is to calculate what is the prop reaction P and also SFD, SFD and BMD, shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So these are two other required things apart from the prop reaction. So as we know, the additional unknown or extra unknown prop reaction can be found out by applying um, prop deflection equation, right? Yeah, by equating deflections of load and prop both in the opposite directions, right? Right. To find the prop reaction, first one, downward deflection due to UDL without prop. So here we are assuming, as just like in the previous slide, we are removing that prop and we are allowing that beam, cantilever beam to deflect by some YB amount. And similarly, the cantilever beam without loading and subjected to only prop and allowed to upward deflection, and equating both these two, you will get the zero deflection like this. Sorry. So here downward deflection due to UDL without a prop. So here without prop it is just like a cantilever beam, and for the cantilever beam we know the standard cases. For a cantilever beam, subject to UDL throughout like this. Yeah, we have this formula WL power 4 by 80I as a Y maximum or delta maximum uh, at the free end. Similarly, upward deflection due to prop reaction, that means it is a case when only a cantilever beam subject to point load, let us say point load P in the upward direction. Let us say this is L, here also it is L, and W per kilometer per meter over here. Similarly, it is L throughout the length here also, and similarly here also. Now, when a point load is applied on the cantilever beam, then maximum deflection due to point load is WL cube by 3I. In case of W, here it is given as a P, that is the only change. Now, by equating these two, as we know, deflection unknown equation can be calculated by equating deflections only. So this is the case. We are equating both of these deflections. WL power 4 by 80I, the WL power 4 by 80I is equal to PL cube by 3I. You can equate L cube, and here L cube gets cancelled, L will be remain as it is, E by EI gets cancelled. Finally, 3 by 8 times P is equal to 3 by 8 times W. Like this you will get the prop reaction. And now to find shear force, so apart from the calculation of reactions, we also need to draw shear force diagram for this particular case. Yeah, for this particular shear force diagram also need to be drawn. Therefore, let us calculate the shear force at B. This is a diagram. So at B, we need to calculate the shear force, that is nothing but the prop reaction, 3 by 8 times WL. Therefore, it is 3 by 8 times WL over here. Let O be the point at any distance x from the B. You can see in the diagram. No, it is not. Yeah, over here, x distance from B, where shear force changes its sign. Over here, shear force changes its sign like this. Shear force changes its sign over here. So now, by similar triangles, x by L minus x, this is x and this is L minus x, x by L minus x is equal to 3 by 8. So from this, x is equal to 3 by 8 times here. So now shear force is 0 at a distance of 3 by 8 L from B, and therefore shear force diagram is shown in figure. Now this is shear force diagram, 3 by 8 W over here, and W minus 3 by 8 will give you 5 by 8 W over here, and as there is a UDL, variation will be linear. Next, coming to bending moment, let us calculate the bending moment at B. So exactly at the end B, bending moment will be 0 because distance is 0. Even though there is there is a point load acting, bending moment always 0. Next, bending moment at A is equal to, simply you can see the diagram. Bending moment at A is equal to this point load multiplied by this distance P multiplied by L, which will act a counterclockwise direction about A, multiply minus W into L by 2, centroid distance L by 2, and which is going to act clockwise direction. Therefore, minus will be coming right here. 3 by W into WL, this is P multiplied by L minus W into L by 2, L into L by 2 WL square by 2. This you can simplify, it will come to minus WL square by 8, right? So minus sign indicates here at A it is of negative in nature, bending moment is negative in nature, and maximum bending moment occurs at 3 by 8 L where shear force is 0. Yeah, from shear force and bending moment chapter, it is by this time we must understand that we must clearly know that shear force is 0 at a distance. At that particular point, bending moment will be maximum. Therefore, we can substitute x value as 3 by 8 times L in generalized bending moment equation, right? Exactly over here, how to calculate bending moment? Simply P multiplied by this distance x minus W into x square by 2, right? And we are going to substitute x as x as 3 by 2, x as 3 by 8 W. This is P 3 by 8 WLU multiplied by x 3 by 8 times L minus W into 3 by 8 L square by 2. You can simplify, it will come to 9 by 128 WL square. This is how we need to calculate the maximum bending moment in any beam. And yeah, we have maximum bending moment and we have bending moment at A and B. Then you can simply draw the bending moment distribution diagram. But remember here, as UDL in shear force diagram, we will be having a linear variation, and therefore in bending moment diagrams we have a parabolic variation. Apart from that, let us also calculate the point of contraflexure. You know, point of contraflexure is a point where bending moment changes its sign from positive to negative or negative to positive, and from this it is clear to understand that exactly at the point of contraflexure we are going to have a zero bending moment. So therefore, let us equate bending moment equation at x is equal to 0 for this particular equation. So here 3 by 8 WL is P multiplied by x minus WX square by 2 equated to 0, equated to 0. From this, if you solve for x from a quadratic equation, you will get x is equal to 3 by 4 times L, right? So exactly at a distance 3 by 4 L uh, from this from point B, we are having 3 by 4 times L, we are having a point of contraflexure as shown here. And again from this diagrams, let us also, we can also interpret like this here. Let us say we have calculated the reactions at A and at B. Those are 3 by 8 times WL and 5 by 8 times WL. Now let us calculate, let us draw shear force diagram based on that. So first we'll start from either here or here. If you start from either way, you will either get negative or positive here and here, a change, slight change, but values will always be same. For this particular diagram, let us start from here. 3 by 8 times WL must be move upwards because there is an upward arrow like this, and from here we have a downward load of W per every 1 meter. So for WL meter, from here you need to subtract WL. From 3 by 8 WL you will get 5 by 8 WL over here, and from here you need to move upwards 5 by 8 times WL, and thereby you will reach a zero level. Then you need to join. So like this you can draw the shear force diagram. And if you start here also, what happens, a mirror image of this diagram will be generated, but this is also correct. The only matter is consideration of sign convention. For shear force it is okay to consider which direction as you like, but generally for bending moment diagrams, hogging is considered as negative and sagging is considered as a positive. Therefore this must be a standard procedure. And similarly, right, we need to understand from this diagram also. We have started from zero bending moment. Alright, one thing must be clear before this discussion. Area of the shear force diagram. Let us say we are going to calculate bending moment under this particular point. Now area up to here, from the left portion to the point wherever you consider bending moment, area under the curve of shear force diagram will represent the ordinate at that particular point on the bending moment diagram. Here up to this particular point it is positive in nature, therefore slightly increased, and from this particular point shear force diagram is negative. That means total summation, when you consider from left to here, this will contribute to negative, therefore a sequentially negative side will go, and therefore from this point onwards a slightly downfall will be there up to here, but this curve is a parabola. Okay, so like this also we can draw, interpret, right. This is a previous problem only we have considered and calculated. And prop reaction is 5 by a 16w, everything is looks same, and this is also same. Now let us take one more problem. A cantilever beam AB of span 4 meters, which is fixed at A. Cantilever beam AB of span 4 meters, which is fixed at A and propped at B. It carries a point load of 10 kN at its mid span. Find the reaction of prop and draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So this is a question, and this is a diagram. A cantilever beam with the fixed support at A and having prop reaction at B. Right, we have a prop over right half and point load exactly at the center. 10 kilometers at a distance 2 meters from either support. Total length is 4 meters. Right? Okay. So if there were no prop at B, the downward deflection at the free end, due to central point load of 10 kilonewtons acting at the center will be, yeah, this is a formula. When an eccentric point load is applied on a cantilever beam, WL cube by WA cube by 3EI plus WA square by 2EI into L minus A. And here eccentric point load at a distance of 2 meters from fixed support, that means A is equal to 2, and similarly total length is 4 meters, therefore L minus A 4 minus 2, that is also equal to 2. Now 10 into A cube, that is 2 cube divided by 3I plus 10 into 2 square by 2EI into 2, that is nothing but the downward deflection due to point load alone. And when you simplify, this will be 80 by 3EI plus again this is 80 by 2EI, and when you simplify, total is equal to 400 by 6 times EI. Now the caused by upward deflection caused by prop alone at the free end is PL cube by 3EI. The 1 minute, yeah, PL cube by 3I, that is PL is equal to 4 meters, P into 4 cube by 3, 64 P by EI. Now we have two equations, one 400 by 6EI and the second one 64 Pi by 3I. Both are equal to deflection. You can equate these two, or 1 plus 2 must be equal to 0, and when you simplify, P you will be getting as a prop reaction P is equal to 3.125 kilonewtons. So like this we have to calculate the prop reaction over here, and then by by applying vertical equilibrium, total vertical loads in a beam must be equal to 0. Let us say one reaction RA or RA is acting over here. Ra plus P is equal to 10 from vertical equilibrium. From that means Ra is equal to simply 10 minus 3.125, and you can calculate 10 minus 3.125 is equal to 6.875 kilonewtons. Now shear force drawing can be drawn by calculating shear force at various points. Shear force at A is equal to simply prop reaction, that is 3.125. The shear force at B is 3.125 kilonewtons, and shear force at A is simply this reaction component, simply 10 minus 3.125, that is 6.875 kilonewtons. So from these two calculations and from the pattern we can draw the shear force diagram. Let us go to the, this is completed now, sorry. Let us go to the next one, bending moment diagram. Bending moment diagram. Bending moment at B is 0, because moment by the term it indicates force multiplied by distance, and because exactly at P there is no distance, and therefore bending moment at 0. At hinged ends as well as roller ends, bending moment will always 0, but bending moment occurs only at the fixed ends, like here. At cantilever support, fixed support, we get a moment, otherwise 0, right? At bending moment at C. Now this is a point exactly at C. What is a bending moment? Here we are going to calculate, right? It is simply force multiplied by a distance, and this P or prop reaction is creating a counterclockwise movement about C. That's all. There is no other load which is causing opposite direction movement or same direction movement. Therefore, it is simply prop reaction multiplied by distance up to C. That is the 3.125 multiplied by 2 will give you 6.25 kilonewton meter. And units are also important. Shear force, at every step we need to write kilonewtons, and at bending moment you need to write kilonewton and meter. The bending moment at A over here. Now bending moment at fixed support A is equal to P multiplied by the distance up to A, which is acting a counterclockwise direction about A, and then 10 multiplied by 2, which is acting in clockwise direction about A. Therefore difference of that is 3.125 multiplied by 4 minus 10 multiplied by 2. You can calculate it is minus 7.5 kilonewton meter. That means it indicates a hogging bending moment, whereas in the portion B to C we have sagging bending moment. We can also get from deflection diagram. It will be like this: up to certain portion it is straight only, after that only it will try to deflect in opposite direction. Therefore up to here it is sagging, and on this particular portion it is hogging, right? Bending moment will always be maximum at a point where shear force changes its sign. Therefore, sorry, it was wrongly given, but exactly at this point, under this load, shear force will be maximum. That means I'll try to draw again. It was given wrongly here, but actually bending moment diagram, here it will be maximum like this. Exactly at this junction it is maximum, and from here it will go like this. All these are straight lines. This is completely positive, and over here it is negative bending moment. So like this it should be. It was given wrong actually, right? Let us take one more problem. A proper cantilever of 6 meters span, right, 6 meters, carries a point load of 15 kilonewtons at a distance of 2 meters from fixed end. Now this is 2 meters from fixed end. It is given 2 meters and 15 kilonewtons. If the beam is propped at the free end over here, determine the magnitude of prop reaction. This reaction is to be, that's all. no need to draw any shear force and bending moment. Anyhow, once the prop reaction is calculated, then drawing of shear force and bending moment you may calculate easily only. So let us write what are the given data. Span of cantilever beam or length of cantilever beam L may be taken as 6 meters, and it is given as 6 meters, and the point load at 2 meters from fixed end is 15 kilonewtons. Therefore at 2 meters, let us draw a 15 kilonewtons point load, and let prop reaction is capital P in kilonewtons and at the free end. Now to calculate the prop reaction, what we have to do, we need to calculate the downward deflection due to point load at one end, and similarly upward deflection due to prop only. Okay, so first let us calculate downward deflection due to this point load, and as it is a eccentric point load, we have standard cases, right? When a cantilever beam subject to yeah, I'll draw over here a cantilever beam subject to eccentric point load. Let us say it is acting with a point load W at a distance of A, where overall length of the beam is L. Now this is a case, this is A. Now for this particular case, maximum deflection diagram will be like this. Okay, and you will get maximum deflection again at the free end only, but its value is WA square by 3I plus WA square by 2A into L minus A, and here you can substitute A value as 2 meters and L value as 6 meters, right? WL A means 2 meter, 2 by 3I plus WA again 2 by 2A into L minus A, that is 6 minus 2 is 4, and you can simplify, it will be around 160 by EI. This is actually downward deflection due to the point load. And let us now calculate upward deflection due to prop, that is equal to upward deflection due to prop is equal to simply PL cube by 3EI. Okay, PL cube by 3. Now let us equate both the equations. The PL cube by 3A, but L is 6 cube by 3A, that is 72 P by EI. Now when you equate these two, P is equal to 160 by 72, that is 2.222 kilonewtons. So like this, this is a final answer prop reaction, 2.222 kilonewtons. So like this you can calculate the prop reaction. And now one more problem. A horizontal cantilever of 5 meters span carries a point load of 10 kilonewtons at a distance of 3 meters from the fixed end. Okay, and propped at the free end to the level of beam, and to find the prop reaction, also draw the shear force diagram. Now this is also important sentence, to the level of beam, especially this is also given a special importance. To the level of, what does it mean? So that means deflection before, deflection allowed is 0. Let us say it is sink by a distance of delta. That means rotation or sinking of supports or deflected supports. The deflection alone will create some movement and reaction values over here. That means prop is supported without deflection by any amount. That is the main idea. With prior, it was no deflection before placing. By placing prop, it is exactly to the level of AC. Okay, we are not allowing any deflection at all. That is the main idea. Now let us draw a cantilever, proper cantilever beam from the given details. It is fixed at A, and the proper support is there at B, and it has a point load of 10 kilonewtons placed at a distance of 3 meters, while the total distance is 5 meters. Therefore here it is exactly 2 meters, right? Now span of the cantilever beam, yes, it is given as 5 meters, and position of point load of 10 kiloton at a distance of 3 meters from the fixed end. Let the reaction of the prop at the free end be capital P kilonewtons. Since the beam is propped at free end to the level of fixed end, and therefore a downward deflection due to point load alone. Again, it is a eccentric point load. Therefore, we have a formula WA cube by 3A plus WA square by 3A 2A into L minus A, and here W is 10 kilonewtons and A is 3 kilonewtons by WA cube by 3A plus WA square by 2A into L minus A. Right, L is 5 meters minus A is 3 meters. 5 minus 3 will come to 2. This is actually L minus A. And you can simplify, all the numeral values are only there except this P. Okay, so it will finally 180 by EI. Right, 180 by EI. And then upward deflection due to prop alone. Again, it's a PL cube by EI. L is 5. Now L is 5, so 5 cube by 5 cube P into 5 cube by 3A, that is 125 P by 3A. And let us say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. This is 1. By equating 1 and 2, we have 180 by EA is equal to 125 P by 3EI, and EI on both sides gets cancelled. Finally, P is equal to 180 into 3 by 125, and when you calculate it is 4.32 kilonewton. So like this you can calculate the prop reaction for the required beam. Let us also draw the shear force diagram. Having calculated the prop reaction, simply shear force at B will be equal to the prop reaction, that is 4.32 kilonewtons. Now between B and C, we can observe this diagram. Between B and C there is no load, therefore shear force is a line or a straight line. I will say there will be a constant shear force without any change. And at C, shear force changes its sign to a value equal to plus 4.32 plus 4.322 minus 5.88 and remains same in the portion AC. You can see this diagram, because 10 minus 4.32 is 5.88, and this 5.88 is constant because there is no load acting in between A and C, like this. And then after attaining the values, different values, you can simply draw the shear force diagram. Now this is one more problem. A cantilever beam of span AB, which is fixed at A and propped at end B, and carries a UDL of W kilonewton per meter over its entire span. Calculate the moment at A and the reaction at the support. Also draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Yes, this is also completed earlier also. Let us take the next problem, which is a different one. A horizontal cantilever 6 meters long carries a UDL of 5 kilonewton per meter over a length of 2 meters from the fixed end. Now like this, it has a total length of 6 meters, but UDL is applied only up to 2 meters 2 meters from the fixed end, and UDL carries is 5 kilonewton per meter up to the 2 meters. If the beam is propped at the free end and to the level of fixed end, find the load on the prop, construct shear force and bend moment diagrams. Given E is equal to 10 kilonewton per mm square and I is equal to I is equal to 115.2 into 10 power 6 meter power 4. Yes, it is connected now. Okay. Right, this is the diagram, and the shear force and bending moment diagram values will be getting after calculation of different shear force and bending moment at different points. Right, we'll start with how to calculate. First, calculate prop reaction. For this, we need to calculate the downward deflection due to UDL only. Okay, right. When a UDL is applied, a partial UDL, I will say a partial UDL is applied. Again, we have formula WL power 4 by 80I, this is deflection formula, plus a slope multiplied by the remaining distance will give you deflection at the free end. Okay, this is standard form. For a cantilever beam subject to UDL to certain distance, this is the formula. WL cube L power 4 by 80I plus WL cube by 6A into L minus A. Right? Here also it is A only. Or if it is L1 over here, again it is L1 and L1 over here. Or if it is A and A over here, that is the difference. Right, A or L1 in this particular problem it is 2 meters and overall length is 6 meters. W is 5 km per meter. You can all, after all, you can all values you can substitute here and simplify. Finally, it will come to 110 by 3 times EI. This is considered as equation 1. Now let us calculate the upward deflection due to prop alone. So therefore, when a cantilever beam subject to a point load, that to upwards, okay, so formula is WL cube by 3A. Here it is P prop reaction, therefore PL cube by 3A. And let us say this is equation 2. And now by equating 1 and 2, simply solving for P, you will get P as 0.509 kilonewtons. Right, this is a load on the prop, 0.509 kilonewtons. So having calculated prop reaction, let us calculate the shear force at various points. To start with, the shear force at B is simply prop reaction 0.509, and shear force at C also will be same as that of 0.509 kilonewtons. But from C to A, what happens due to this point load, this UDL, gradually this value coming downwards. Yeah, at B it is same, at C it is same, but at A this point UDL, point load prop reaction minus 5 into 2, and when you calculate it is 9.4492 kilometers. Go back. Yeah, 9.491 kilometers. Let us calculate bending moment also. Bending moment will be at B at free end and always at hinge end, always bending moment 0. This was also discussed earlier. Now bending moment at C is equal to simply this force multiplied by this distance, that is 0.509 multiplied by 4. Yeah, 0.509 multiplied by 4 will give you 2.036 kilonewton meter. And similarly, bending moment at A at the end, right? Bending moment at A is equal to, now bending moment at A, will go back to this diagram. Bending moment at A is equal to simply 0.509. Yeah, this prop reaction multiplied by total distance 6. This will act in a counterclockwise direction about A, whereas due to this UDL, it will create a clockwise movement about A. Therefore, both are in opposite in nature. 0.509 into 6 minus 5 into 2 into 2 square by 2. Okay, you can check over here. Yeah, 0.509 into 6 minus 5 into 2 square by 2, and it is simplified as minus 6.946 kilonewton meter. And we also know that maximum bending moment always occurs where at a point where shear force changes its sign. And you can observe this diagram. Shear force is changing in between the portion A and C. Therefore, at a distance x from B, let us assume shear force is 0. So therefore, 0 is equal to simply force minus 5 into x minus 4. When you equate this and calculate for x is 4.1018 meters from B, and therefore maximum bending moment at that particular place is 0.509 into 4.1018 minus 5 into 4.1018 minus 4 whole square divided by 2, and when we calculate it is 2.619 kilonewton per meter. No, bending moment, no, it is not kilonewton per meter, it is kilonewton meter. Like this, maximum value you get exactly under this particular point. Then, now point of contraflexion. You know, point of contraflexion is a point where bending moment changes its sign. Again, it is in the portion AC, but here condition is how to calculate that x value or x2 value. Now, this condition here is a point of contraflexion by definition. It is a point where bending moment changes its sign. That means bending moment at that particular point is 0. That means we need to write a standard equation for bending moment and we'll make it equal to 0, right? Bending moment, assuming that bending moment changes sign it's at a distance of x from b, then 0 is equal to 0.509 into x minus 5 into x minus 4 whole square by 2. When you simplify, you will get x value as 5 meters, x value as 5 meters, and therefore point of contraflexion occurs at a distance of 5 meters from B. And you can also see the shear force and bending moment diagram, right? So these are problem we have covered today, and let us go back and revise what are the different problems we have discussed. From here, this is a standard case wherein a simple point load is acting exactly at the distance, center point load acting at the proper cantilever. This was also discussed in earlier class also, and yeah, this is discussed. A cantilever beam subject to eccentric point load, and this is also the same case, a cantilever beam carrying eccentric point load. This is also the next one, also same eccentric point load case, like here. Here we have a point, a UDL acting throughout the proper cantilever beam, and for this, and again this is a special case, a proper cantilever beam subject to a partial UDL. For this also we have calculated proper reaction and thereby calculated shear force bending moment diagram, and we have also drawn the bending moment diagram. So by this I think we have calculated enough problems, and you can solve every problem based on proper cantilever from this. Only thing is, first let us calculate the proper cantilever, and thereby, and then it is as simple as a cantilever being subject to point load, but it will always act in the upward reaction. Just it's a kind of a support reaction only. I hope this lesson is very useful to you, and will try to solve some more problems in the coming classes, and we'll try to discuss about the fixed beams also. Statically indeterminate, next beam is fixed beam. Fixed beams we are going to detail discuss in the next class only. Okay, thank you. We'll meet in the next class.